A few things happened between the last episode and this one. Mainly, I created a UI, a simple UI, to display what we currently have in the game. Right there, we do have the silver label, which displays the amount of silver we own. I created a navigation link, which leads to the village, which is the only view we have at the moment. And in that village, I created an activity which is named Trading Common Goods, which you can turn on and off to generate silver. This is what we have, right? The silver generator is still the same. I didn't change anything at the moment. And here, I created a few components in order to prepare the upgrades that we will create. What it looks like in game is that there's a little collapsible menu, which can be done by playing with the visibility of this part of the container. And we have a collapsible menu, which we can turn on and off to show the upgrades related to the trading common goods activity or the silver generator. In this episode, we will focus on making upgrades. We will make the first upgrade, so here we just have a title, a random description, and a button to buy the upgrades. Here is what we do have currently. We do have this silver generator here. This is the class that I took from the previous episodes and just copy pasted it. The first thing I want to do is to change how the silver generation works, and I want it to generate a random amount of silver between two values. In order to do that, here I changed the vector2, the integer, into a vector2, which will be the minimum and maximum amount of silver we generate. Vector2 is a type in Godot which allows you to bind two numbers, ints, integers, or floats together so that they are not dissociated. We usually use that for positioning with axes like x and y values, but in this case we will use it to keep the min and max value stuck together. Once this silver generator will work slightly differently, we will create an upgrade. A simple upgrade that will allow us to spend silver to increase the amount of silver that is generated by the generator. So this is kind of the plan of the episode. Updating the generator and creating the upgrade. Let's go in our silver generator. What I wanted to do here is to change generated silver per tick into a vector2. So it can be a vector2i to say that we want integers and we want two values. I'm gonna say something between 10 and 25 silvers. Oh, and we do have, of course, to say that this is a vector2i. Okay. Now we changed this value, this type. So of course, some of the code is going to break. It's okay. Here, when we generate silver, we use to create whatever value we had here. So we will change this behavior and create a row. A row is a variable that I usually create when I have a random value being assigned. So here, the row which is going to be a random integer will be a random integer between the range of generated silver per tick dot x and generated silver per tick dot y. We use the axis terminology in a sense, but yeah, x is the first number, y is the second number. Now that we do have a role, we can simply ask to create that amount of silver. If we do start the game and try this, we should be able to see that we generate random amounts of silver every second. It goes quite fast though, so I also want to change the duration so that silver comes in larger amounts but with more spaced out situations. So here I will just change the tick duration to 2.5 seconds. That's gonna be decent. Alright. We do generate more silver than we did before, because even though it's longer, we generate definitely more silver. The first upgrade I want to create is a very simple one. I want to create an upgrade that you can spend silver on, and then what it does is create a permanent boost or bonus to the silver generated by this activity. In order to create this upgrade, we need a few things for this to work, because this is a new entity altogether, and this new entity will communicate with the SilverGenerator. It will also communicate with this little component here, right? The title, the description, even the buttons, they will be connected to that upgrade. However, I'm not choosing to make this upgrade a singleton, which could be a thing, but here I do not want to. Instead, I will make this upgrade 01, I will make it a part of the SilverGenerator. Because the SilverGenerator is a singleton, we can use this reference to get access to the upgrade 01 by using this new request get upgrade 01. So there are a lot of things to create in there. We need to update the SilverGenerator, we need to create all this upgrade 01. So where do we start? I usually like to start with the upgrade content, but it's quite interesting to know how it will work for the SilverGenerator so that we can create the upgrade properly. What we will be using here is we will separate the base silver generation of the generator and the end result of the generator. In other words, the upgrade 01 here will apply a bonus that will be added to the base silver per tick. So what we will do is we will calculate what is the generated silver per tick based on the base silver and the upgrade 01 bonus. The whole point and job of this upgrade 01 is for the SilverGenerator to send out or to make available a bonus value that the SilverGenerator can use. Now let's not really care about how the SilverGenerator is using it. All we need to know is that the upgrade will have a vector 2, which will represent the change to the amount of silver generated. Here we do have the upgrade 01 class, which I wrote. So we do have one signal, which is leveling up, because we will make this upgrade have different levels. As for the properties, we do find here the bonus that we were talking about, and we do find the level, the max level, as well as the cost of each and every level. The cost will work with the system of an array, and the bonus will use an array as well. So this way, based on the level of the upgrade, we can go fetch in the lists what is the cost or what is the bonus that we need. As for the properties, we just have a bunch of useful properties: getting the title, getting the description, getting the cost level, bonus, and purchasing a level or leveling up. You may notice that we do have get title and get description, while we do not have title and description here. The reason for that is because actually those variables are not really meant to evolve. I mean, even the cost in and of itself could be thrown in the getCost method. It's just, we could make those properties. I just don't feel like it, and I just want to show you that it is possible. There's no one way to do it and one bad way to do it. There's just two different ways to do that. So you will be able to see how the cost and the levels are going to be kind of fixed, sort of. The cost more than the levels, the cost more than the levels, and how the title and the description will be given back differently. First, we do need to create a script for the upgrade. So it could be pretty much anywhere. Let's see where I can put that. It could be in the scenes. It will not be a singleton, but it could go in my SilverGenerator singleton. I could have my upgrades in there. In fact, I will actually do set the upgrade right here at the moment. So I will create upgrade 01, this folder within my SilverGenerator. I'm going to create a scene with a gray node as usual, which will represent the upgrade 01 of the SilverGenerator. And I will save it in there like this. I can now add a script, and the class name is going to be slightly different than what you might expect. It's going to be SilverGenerator upgrade 01. This will allow us later on to create other upgrade 01 for other objects by actually having a different prefix. So we don't need to make this SilverGenerator upgrade 01 a singleton. However, we do need to create all these properties. Let's actually use this very messy setup to have the list on the side while we do create it. So we want to create a cost, which is going to be an array of integers. Here we will initialize the costs manually. So let's add dummy numbers at the moment because I don't necessarily know what are going to be the real costs. The bonus, very similar thing. The bonus here, it will be an array of vector2i. So we'll have an array of vector2i, and it will contain all the values. So vector2i, 1, 1, and we will duplicate this several times. Now we need a variable for the level, which is going to be an integer initialized to 0. It will also be a variable max level, which is going to be an integer maxed at 3. So here I am choosing to manually type all these values. Why, for example, max level could be based on the length of the array cost or array bonus. That is something we can do. We can also make some checks within the game, like when the component is being created, do we have the same size between cost and bonus? Is the max level matching with the size of the arrays? Is the level within the bounds of the levels we can reach? Those are the kind of things you can check to make sure that your game is more robust. But really, we're not gonna take much care about this right now. We do have also a signal to add, which is the signal leveled up. Simply to signal anyone that this upgrade changed. So because it leveled up, the bonus is changing, and because the bonus is changing, maybe someone must adapt to that new behavior. Someone like, I don't know, SilverGenerator? As for the functions, we do have a few functions to create. We now have quite a bunch of functions to work with. So first, let's think about the flavor of this update or upgrade. What will it do? What it will do is will be investment fund. I think that's gonna be the name of this upgrade. And here, as for the description, something like so I went with something very simple. The upgrade is gonna be investment fund and something in description very basic, which says that buying this upgrade increase the profit of trading. Now let's take care of the cost and the bonus. So the cost can be something like 100, followed by 250, and followed by 1000. Those are very arbitrary numbers, which I might change in the future because, let's be honest, they're very random. I'm not thinking too much. And here, as for the bonus, I may have not made that clear before, but this will just be a flat increase to the minimum and maximum generated silver. So here we will increase the silver by 2 to 5, for example. And let's make it again 4 to 10, and then 8, or actually 6. No, actually 8 is going to be great. 8 to 20. I want to take some time for a side note here. In this situation, I am using two lists for the bonus and for the cost. However, you might want to make upgrades which can go very far high. Upgrades which can have 200s level, or maybe upgrades which have unlimited amounts of levels. This can exist in some games. If that is the case, then you will need a base cost, a base bonus, and in those methods get cost and get bonus, you will use mathematical's function instead of using indexes of an array. Something like the bonus will be +1 multiplied by the level of the upgrade, or level of the upgrade multiplied by 5, or maybe a logarithmic function. I don't know, really it's up to you to improvise there. Okay, so now let's think about the getCost method. Here we have a great example. The level is 0, so we do want to pay this cost here. So we do want to pay the actual cost or the actual level index of the array. So getCost will return the costs with the index of the level. Here, as you can see, I don't have auto completion on my level. You can fix this by casting integer on your level here. That will allow you to get the auto completion. It's not super useful on properties this small, but when you have super big properties, casting integer to get this completion can be very useful. Alright, we just want to make some checks, sort of. If the level is maxed, or it is, let's say, out of bounds, you might want to return something instead of returning an error. So if here the level is inferior to 0, or the level is superior or equal to the max level, in the situation you want to return something instead of trying to reach the array with a bad index. and you will return something like -1 to say this is not supposed to be a cost that you are asking for. As for the level, it's actually very easy. We just return the level here. There's no big deal here. The function getBonus will work very similarly to the getCost function. We will check that the index is not out of bounds, so if level is inferior to 0 or level is superior or equal to max level, well, here it's slightly different because it can be equal to max level, so it's going to be superior to max level. And we will return a vector to I, which is 0, 0. You might even say that when the level is 0, so if the level is inferior or equal to 0, we want to return 0, 0, because here there's going to be no bonus, so the bonus is going to be equal to 0. Otherwise, we want to return the bonus with the right index controlled by the level -1. Integer level, whoopsie, -1. Because if you think about it, when you have an upgrade level 3, the index is going to be 2, 0, 1, 2, and not 3. This is a kind of annoying thing you have to think about with arrays. They start at 0, so they always go as far as the size -1. Okay, now we have to take care of purchase level. Well, purchasing level is actually all about trying to spend silver. So here, first, if the level is superior or equal to the max level, then we don't want to try to purchase any level. We want to return fail, because there's no level to purchase. Then what we want to do is to get the cost and try to spend that silver. Let's just use the manager silver, the reference, and spend the silver right away to spend getCost, which is returning the correct cost based on the level. From there, let's just make a simple check. If this thing that we receive is different than OK, then we want to return failed, because it did not end up OK. However, in this situation, we did manage to spend the silver, so what we want to do is have level to be increased by 1, and we want to emit the signal that we did level up. When it is the case, we level up the emit. We emit the level up. So we do have quite a good set of things in there. Now, how do we actually add this upgrade to the game? Again, this needs to be added somewhere. So what I suggest you to do right now, at the moment, it is to take the scene of the upgrade and just set it within our SilverGenerator in there. So the upgrade exists as a child of the SilverGenerator. According to the plan, we want this upgrade 01 to be referenced within the SilverGenerator. So we are just going to get it. The other thing that I wanted to do is to change or to create a base generated silver per tick, which is going to be a vector to I equal to that value that we had set before. So here it's going to be 1025. So we do have two values, generated silver and base generated silver. It is given that the generate silver method used the second one, but we need to update it. So what we will do is catch when the upgrade 01 is leveling up, basically. Upgrade 01 leveled up, and we do something when that happens. So let's grab that. On ready, we want upgrade 01 dot leveled up. Looks like it is not saved. Back to the generator. We have access to level up, and we want to connect on upgrade 01 level up. Cool. So what we want to do when this happens is that we want to calculate the new value of the SilverGenerator. Let's create a value in there. Function calculate generated silver per tick. The calculation is going to be very simple. Generated silver per tick is going to be equal to the base generated silver per tick plus the upgrade 01 dot get bonus. We just add the bonus flat to the generation. So when the upgrade is leveling up, we do calculate and update. Also, we want this calculation to happen when we initialize the node. So it's going to be added 0, 0, but it's alright. That's pretty much what we want. This value here is not meant to be initialized like this. Instead, we want it to be calculated. So we will just calculate the generated silver per tick. Now the upgrade should be working. However, we need to be able to buy that upgrade. So if we want to be able to buy that upgrade, we need to have the user interface to be able to grab that information. What I will do is create a way to request for this upgrade. I will create a new request here, which is get upgrade 01. And it will return a SilverGenerator upgrade 01. This way we just return upgrade 01. Just checking that we do correctly assign the value. On ready, we get the node. So that's great. Now that we do have this, I can go in my village, user interface, and oh, we do have a few things which are not really working. So I don't know what happened here because nothing was wrong. I just restarted the game. I restarted Godot, and it looks like we're back and we're good. So let's see. I just click on the same button and it seems alright. We want this upgrade 01 thing to update and be connected to the upgrade 01 that we created. So here, let's create a little script for that upgrade. Where are we? We are in a scene village, which is in my views, in my scenes. So I'm gonna just create some scripts within that village. I'm not gonna care too much about it. Upgrade 01, or maybe will it be SilverGenerator upgrade 01. That's a big name, but it's okay. We do have a title, a description, and a button. So maybe I do want to grab all these properties. Initially, I wanted to make those nodes unique, but I realized that we do have another upgrade here, so I don't want to do that. Maybe if we had this in an entire components thing, which could be done, we could use unique. But here I will keep it like this, so no unique for this time. Also, I will want to get informations for the title, the description, etc. So what I will do is I will go create a variable upgrade01, or just upgrade actually, typed SilverGenerator upgrade01, and this I will fetch while on ready, and I will use those values to set the title, the description, etc. We do have quite a big amount of methods here. Let's start with the simple ones. Update title, we just want the title text to be equal to the upgrade01, or the upgrade actually, upgrade.getTitle. The description will work very similarly. Description.text will be equal to upgrade.description. The text of the button will be slightly different. Here we will have something like upgrade purchase button dot text is going to be equal to purchase, then return, and type the cost basically. So we will have the cost colon silver. Here we will again get the cost from the upgrade.getCost. There's a saturation that is very specific if the button is max level. So I'm going to do something. Here I will code it this way. If upgrade.getLevel is superior or equal to 3, then the purchase button dot text will be equal to max level. Otherwise, it will be equal to whatever you're seeing right here. However, it's not the way to do that. It's not the best way. And we will see in the exercise section. I will tell you how to think about this problem, and I will give you a few hints to solve this problem. Now let's think about this button availability. What I mean here is that, again, if the upgrade is upgrade.getLevel, if that is superior or equal to 3, I want the purchase button to be disabled. Disabled equal true. Else, we want to check that we do have enough silver here. We will go with if manager silver dot ref dot can spend, and we will have the upgrade dot get cost. If we can spend, then we will have purchase button dot disabled to false, because we can spend that silver. If we can't spend that silver, then we do want the purchase button dot disabled to be equal to true. Now the question is, when do we check for the button availability? We do check when silver is updated, on silver updated. We do check the update button availability. When silver is updated, we need to know that thanks to our silver updated from the silver manager. We connect this to this on silver updated. Here we have it. Does one last thing, which is pretty easy to forget, but we need to actually trigger the purchase of the upgrade. So here we'll have on purchase button pressed. So we will connect this signal as well. So when we click on this button, we want upgrade purchase level to be triggered. That's it. We defined the methods, but we didn't add it in already. So let's just add those in there so that we update the title, we update the description, we update the button text, and we update the button availability. We pretty much initialize everything. This could go in one bigger function, which is like update everything. That can be a thing. At the same time of updating those little buttons here, we can also notice that we are not actually checking when there's a level up. When there is a level up, we actually want to react and update the button text and the button availability. In there, we just want to update the button. Also, we actually will want to check that the effects are properly applied to the SilverGenerator. So I'm just gonna go add a little here, a little print. I'm just gonna print SilverGenerated, and we will add the value of the role. This will allow us to understand better if we did have bigger investment. So by default, we have 1025, and after we have upgraded, we should go higher than 25, basically. Here we do have the upgrade, which can be purchased because we don't have the 100 silvers, so let's generate a few silvers. Now we can level up this thing. So when we do, we lose silver, it levels up, and now we can try to see if the silver goes higher than 25. Well, we have 26, so it's great. And it should never go lower than 12. Here we have the level 2 of the upgrade, and now we should be able to buy the level 3 in quite a while. We do have 1000 gold, and now we can purchase to go max level. Great. What is the amount of silver we generate? 34. That's great. So we can see that we do have indeed increases of benefits, 42. So what is the next thing? Well, a few exercises actually. So there are a lot of things you can do now that we've talked about these upgrades. You can improve the upgrade we did a little bit. I actually intentionally left some space for it. The first exercise that I suggest to you is to improve the upgrade 01 to handle max level. So this is difficulty 1, very easy. You should just create a request which returns a true or false based on the state of the upgrade. Is it max level? Yes or no. The second exercise kind of requires the first one to be done, and I've set the difficulty to 5. The difficulty will be varying hugely based on your experience with signals. If you've never disconnected a signal yet, this will be probably very hard. However, if you've disconnected signals already because you did or you've watched the starter series, this should be easier than 5 difficulty. Max level consequences. So it's kind of vague. Actually, I kind of want it to be vague because I just want to put your attention toward the idea that signals can be disconnected to avoid unnecessary checks. And here, adding new signals could be interesting. New signals like, for example, when the upgrade is max level. So what is the kind of thing you want to do? And what is the kind of behavior within the code that you want to avoid to be triggered once the upgrade is max level? The last exercise that I suggest to you is to create a new upgrade, which would be here decreasing the duration of the task slightly. Something very simple. Be careful though, because decreasing the duration of the task can very quickly get out of hand if it gets very, very fast. So yeah, that's it for this episode about upgrades. I hope you liked it and that you have a few ideas to add upgrades to your SilverGenerator or whatever you're creating. If you did like this episode, tell YouTube that you did by liking and that kind of things. Tell me that you did by leaving a comment, and I will see you in another video or during a live because I'm doing much more lives now. So you practice, that's how you get better. That's how you get better at making it. And I will see you later.